Hi guys, welcome back to this video. In the last set of videos, we sort of discussed the model we'll be using in Unity. That's the Blender model. We had several copies of the model, so I selected one that I'll eventually be using in Unity. And if I go to Blender, this is the model we're working with now. So essentially, we'll be modeling every part of this ship into the Unity application. And in the last video I saw worked on the section here and then this bow surface, and that's why you have the items showing on the Unity application here. We also sort of imported the hull as well. So today I'm going to work on importing the anchor port and the anchor itself, and then I'll model the railings as well, import that from Blender. So going back to Blender, all I have to do first of all, export these two. So I'm going to select this inner port here, space, select that, and make sure I have a name for it actually. Press F12, F2, and they say anchor port, and export that. Now going to new Titanic mesh, bow items, and name that anchor. I mean, I could name it anchor port. I'm sure I'll name it anchor port. I'm just naming it anchor port. And operator use it Titanic export. If you remember, we actually saved that. And then next is to select the anchor itself. So let's try to select the anchor and then press the dot key so Blender can focus on it. And then I go to flex. Now I'll go to file, export, FBX. First of all, let me name it F2. Name it anchor. Enter, and then file, export. You remember I mentioned something about having to name all the items in the ship. At the first one I was modeling the ship, I didn't name anything and it became a problem. So this time I will make sure I name them. So I'm in the bow items folder, and then I just click on export FBX. So if I go to the Unity application now, I can see the anchor and the anchor port there. So if I drag the two of them, I'll drag the anchor first. You can see it appears there, and then the anchor port next. It goes in there. So I'm going to select the ship here and add an empty because I'll just drag all these items. So the hull is fine, deck sides, anchor and stuff, drag them into both. So they're all in their own spot now. So the next thing I want to look at in this video is the railings. So let's go model the railings, but first I'll save this and then go into Blender. And then we have the railings here, so I'm going to hide this and then we're going to remodel this. I'm going to press that and sort of see how I have the names of them as well. So I just have circle. I'm just going to say railings. We could call them old railings because I'm going to remodel them. Old railings, and then old railing support F2. Old railings support. Now I'm going to add in new railings. So I'm going to model that from scratch. So I'm just going to press Shift right click and then Shift A mesh. Let's start with a cylinder. Make sure we have 16 should be fine. And S, or rather, I'll tap into edit mode. Then S to reduce the size. Click the dot key, come closer, and see how big it is. S to reduce it further. Tap into object mode. Bring in one of these characters to just see how relative size it is, and then press the dot key and bring it a bit closer to the ground. And you can see it's actually too big, so I'm just going to go into edit mode again, and then S, bring it to a bit closer, and then press the dot key, come closer, and see how big it is compared to our foot. So I think that should be fine. If I press S again, just bring it a bit smaller. I'm just going to remove these lines by going to this button here and just selecting the normals, and then tap into object mode, and we'll have it there. So I'm just going to tap into edit mode again, and rather tap into object mode, press the slash key to isolate the mesh, and then tap 3 to go to the side. edit mode and GZ and bring this up into object mode. Press the slash key again to bring it out of its isolation state, and then tap into edit mode again, and then deselect. Press C and select the top vertex, and press T, deselect the extrude region and select move, so the arrows are there, and then lost track of that. C and press that to bring it up, and C with respect to this character how big, and see how high it is compared to character. GZ again and let it come up, so I think that's high enough, and then tap back into object mode, and then what we'll do next is to add a curve. So I'll press Shift A, curve, Bezier curve. I'll go to the top and press 7 to go to the top. Select arrays, the array modifier, and then in the selection mode I'll select fit curve, and then I'll select that curve. There we have a single curve. I'll just say so it's basic curve, so you can see it's so multiplying already, and I'm sort of yet to select how many items we want to multiply. So what I'll do next is to add the curve modifier, and then we'll select the curve, and then you can see that it's so multiplied along that curve already. So what I'll do next is I'll sort of put this point here and then add a curve to the mesh. So I'll press Shift A and Bezier curve, and then go to the top view, press the dot key, and then tap into edit mode and select this G and bring it down here, rotate it around, press S to reduce the size of it, and then select the other side G and bring it down here to this point and rotate it, and S to reduce the size. Now what I'll do is I'll extrude this along this path to the front. So I'll select that and then press E and extrude along that path. I think that's a good position, and then E again and extrude, and then E. So at this point it's going down, and I'll need to lift it out of the ship eventually. So what I'll do is I'll go into wireframe mode to continue that, and then I'll press E again and press RZ to make sure it's rotated as well. Come back here and press R's. I think we need one around here, so I'll just select this and right click and subdivide and select that, and S to bring it to almost the same side as the others, and G bring it out the side, S to just bring it back again, then come back, continue from here, and E bring that out to this point, and then E once again bring that out that point, rotate it, RZ, make sure that's rotated as well, press the dot key, come closer, RZ, make it close, and then when you come here select everything, E again and bring it down here, RZ. We'll probably confirm where the curve should sit, but what I'll do is just press R, E again and bring it down here. I'm sure it's going to collapse to this. I'll press R and bring that down there, and just press S, the size, and then when we look at it, we see it's traveled along the side of the bow. But when we press the 3, we see it's going on an horizontal plane, so we sort of need to move it up to flow with the curvature of the bow. See from there that the curve is actually on the horizontal plane, straight line, but we can't do that. We'll need to tap into edit mode. I'll just select it and tap into edit mode, and we'll select this side of the curve and GZ and move it up onto that surface, and then select the next one, and I'll just press T to move the tool panel and GZ the surface, and then select the next one, GZ. I'm not sure where exactly that is, so I'll just put it there. Select next one, GZ, right there. Next one, that's so selected, so I'll just press GZ on that and bring it up. I think we're back quite alright, so I'll now come down here, Control 3, so look at it from this side. I'll press 8, select all, tap into edit mode and see how that looks like. I think either this is too high, so let's tap, select this and then press the dot key and go see where it is. So I can go into solid view and see, so it's a bit high above the surface, so I can just bring it down, press GZ and bring it onto the surface until it almost goes into the ground. Then I can leave it there and then select the next one. It's here, so tap, press dot key, GZ, bring it close to the surface, leave it there. Select the next one, press the dot key, GZ, and bring it down to the surface. And then next one, press dot key. So now it seems like we have it on the right. So if you look at it from here, you can see how it goes from here to the end. So I'll just tap into object mode. Now this is where I will now select this support and press 7 to go to the top, press the dot key and then move it over to here. Now I'll just go down to that and then press the N key to see its dimensions. I'll press Ctrl A to apply transforms, and so I'll definitely name this bezier curve. So we'll just press F12 and name it Railings curve guide. Yep, and then we'll go to the railings so we can see something here. So if I tap into edit mode, I'm going to, so we'll look at this from the top and see what it looks like. Tap into edit view, edit mode, press the dot key, go down there. So that's the center of gravity of. So I'm just going to select this and press Shift S and cursor selected, and then tap into object mode and then object set origin to 3D cursor. So it's going to be there, and then tap back into solid view. And so I'm just going to click on that and hide it, and then we can see our support beam seems to have snapped up to that point. I'll just tap and select the support beam and go straight on, so it's sort of snapped to that point there. But I can see these lines there, so I'm wondering if I select this, I press G, so it's not that actually, it's something else. So I'm just going to select this and tap into object mode and see what's causing this. I'll press C, select all these guys and hide them. So it seems like it's something within the vertex that I hid. So I'll just press Alt H to bring them back and press that and hide. So it's probably that vertex. So we'll probably I'm just going to press X and delete vertex, and then I think that's the one that was causing the problem there. So I'll just select these two now, and then right click and subdivide, and then select this 4 and press F to connect, and then the next 4 and then F to connect. Yeah, so that seems to solve that problem. So there was a vertex there that was causing that problem. So now you can see that this snapped to the curve. So all we have to do is now select this mesh and then go into the array modifier count, and we have let's put this as 1, and we can have, you can see the second support beam is there. I'm just going to increase this, it goes to 3, and then I can increase this a bit. You can see it now stretches out across the bezier curve So let's look at this spacing, and then we can put a number there to just duplicate across the Bezier curve. So I can see that the Bezier curve is not exactly straight in here, so I'll just click on this, tap into edit mode. I can see we'll probably need an extra vertex here, so I'll just right click on that and subdivide, and then click on that. Press C, select the edges, S to reduce it, and then G, Shift Z, so it doesn't go above the height of the ship. Then you can just bring it to the side. If I select this as well, I can rotate it on the axis. So then press G, bring it out a bit. G, Shift Z, and then bring it out a bit so it doesn't go above, below the it doesn't go up or down. So I can see it's not curved properly here. If I press C or Control 3 and press R and rotate it properly, and then GZ, bring it down. The next thing we want to do is just select the mesh and then duplicate this along the line of the Bezier curve. Now the spacing seems to be a bit too small, so I'll just increase the spacing a bit. That looks fine, and then we'll go to the end to see how far it's going to get to here. I'll just put a 30 here and just increase the number till it gets to the end, hold the shift key, and then have it, yeah, so it gets to that point. So this way we've added support beam. I'm going to put something at the edge here, some sort of ball, so I'm going to select that, the first item there, first of the beams, tap into edit mode so it goes to the last one. So I'll press dot to go to the last, so it brings it back here basically. So what I'm going to do is select this edge, press X to delete the face, and then select it again, Shift S, cursor selected, and then press Shift A, 16. So Shift S, rather what you do is Shift A and bring in a UV sphere and make that 16, and then press S and bring it closer to that point. Then yeah, and then what you do is to go into wireframe mode and delete. So I could press 3 and then just delete the lower vertex, and then X, vertex, delete, and then solid view, and then go back there, and you have like a ball. So now when you look at each of these, they all have some sort of ball. Now I guess maybe that would have affected the sizing of the mesh itself. Also, I'll just reduce the number. Okay, so it comes to the last one there. I'll just see if I can increase that. It comes here, and I can just reduce this to 28.1. And then yeah, so it just fits there. So all we'll just do is select that and probably apply the array, and then apply the curve, and then what you probably do this time is to press F7, press 7, go to tab into edit mode. Now you have all the support bars separate, so I'll just select the one here, press dot to go in there, and press G to bring it down here. Then tab back into object view, and then go into solid view, and then add a mirror modifier, and then you have it, distributed across the other side of the ship. So for this lesson, what we just do is save this and export this. First of all, Control A, apply all transforms, and then name these as Railings. Make sure it's named properly, Railings support, and then go into File, Export, and FBX, and Railing support. The bowl items, let's define operator presets Unity Titanic. So make sure we're in new Titanic mesh, and then so select bowl items, and then Railing support. And then now when I go into the Unity app, I can come in here and add Unity support to the bowl, and then you can see that it automatically loads onto the ship. But what we'll probably need to do in the next video is to sort of bring it a bit lower, because I can see the shadows on the ship, but it doesn't actually touch the ship. And I mean, to just quickly fix that, we can just go into Blender and press 3, go into wireframe mode, make sure I can actually and or rather than doing that, press 8, select all, and then G to bring them down. Now it seems that some of them are not actually the right height, so G, Z, bring that up. But let's look through the rest. They seem to have gone through the ground actually, or maybe that's what works. So Control S to save, go back to solid view mode, file, export again, FBX, and select the real support, export, and then when you go into Unity, it's a bit closer I guess, but I guess we'll leave it like that. We can always fix it later. So thank you for watching this, hope you learned something. In the next video we'll probably then add that into this as well. We'll also add the material for this to make them like metal basically. Thanks, see you then, cheers, bye.